Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. For those that are here, we're just waiting for about 2 minutes for those that have run late to join in, and we should start then.
Well, we have a lot of food references coming in the Q&A, and rest be assured, yes, we are looking at travel and hospitality. So food is a part of travel and hospitality. So thank you for the light humor. It's 5:30 on the dot, so let's get started. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Warm welcome to all our clients. You might be having breakfast in New York, lunch in London, high tea or dal pakwan in Mumbai, or dinner in Tokyo. We are grateful and delighted to have you us on the call. My name is Sid Panjwani, and I'm a part of the business product team over here at Engati. And I have my associate Nikita with me today. Nikki, if you could just introduce yourself to the audience.
Sure, Sid. Hi, everyone. I'm an associate product manager at Engati here, working directly with Sid. And thank you for taking the time out to join us today for our webinar. Back to you, Sid.
Thank you, Nikita. Nikki is today's domain expert. She is a certified millennial and is representative of the target market that we'll be covering today. So without much ado, let's dive right in. So why are we here? Well, you, the audience, are all connected to the travel and hospitality industry in some way or the other. And believe me, we have been priming you with food references right from the beginning. So you understand what drives the business industry. You are the experts in the business. We are not here to explain your business to you. Our strength, Engati's strength, lies in AI and automation. What we are here to talk about is how AI, automation, ChatGPT, and Engati can help you position your business or for success in today's world. So we are here to help point you in that direction to get an edge on the competition. And essentially, it's about selling more, selling faster, and at a fraction of the cost using automation, using AI, using ChatGPT. So the next point that I would like to address is why are we doing this now? Why are we talking about to you about these points, these issues now? We have already brought up the buzzword ChatGPT, but since it was launched in November last year, it is the top of the mind for corporations around the world, corporate boardrooms around the world, right? This is like the cream de la cream, and again, this is a food reference, the cream de la cream of automation as it grows for businesses. If you are able to get, say, human-like responses to issues, that is the holy grail of automation. The technology has evolved to such an extent, and its capabilities are evolving so quickly that it behooves any business to be positioned to leverage its capabilities to the fullest, right? And we are not even talking about, say, the innovators or the early adopters of this technology. We are talking about those people have already adopted this, right? So the innovators and the early adopters are already using ChatGPT. We are talking about the early majority of businesses which need to get onto this bandwagon and use it so that they can optimize the businesses.
Right. So, Sid, in a very lengthy introduction, kind of outlined the focus points of today's webinar, right? And he covered why you're here. If you weren't sure before you joined, we hope we've convinced you to stick on. With that said, the main focus point of today and of what Sid was talking about is ChatGPT, right? Since it came into being, it's all anyone can talk about at lunch, in office, in the newspapers, right? You may have personally tried it out by writing content for your blog. I mean, you've seen people take exams with it and so on. But at this point, you may be asking, yes, it does wonders for me at a personal level. How do I use it? How do I leverage it for my business? Right? ChatGPT is still generic to this point. How do I specifically use it and tune it for my industry and tune it for my brand? So with that, we're going to show you just a sliver of what is possible. Ngati has, as soon as ChatGPT came out, worked very hard and explored every avenue to integrate with ChatGPT. And this is just one of the offerings that we have for you today. So, can you see my screen? All right, I think there's some problem. Let me try again. My laptop is a MacBook, so it kind of overloads sometimes when multiple things are happening at the same time. All right. All right, so we got that. So now this is what a little hotel bot would look like. What we have done is uploaded a menu, right? It could be the menu of the cafe or in-room dining, whatever it is. But we want to show you how ChatGPT, how quickly it learns, and how you can leverage it at the end of the day. So we'll get to all of this, but this is basically, you know, your lead generation as well, where you're capturing the information at the get-go. And now for ChatGPT, right? Sid, do you have a question you want to ask? Anything about the menu?
Can you ask for some vegetarian options?
Right.
I'm a vegetarian.
I know you're a vegetarian. So I'm just asking, well, my chatbot, what vegetarian checks? And I get a whole list of vegetarian snacks that are possible. And just to show you that we're not cheating or not, you know, going behind your back, this is the menu that we uploaded, right? It's able to understand the V next to the snacks. It's able to read, it's able to train itself and answer any question. So let's ask it another question. Let's ask something a little more complicated, right? Say it's very hot in Mumbai right now. What ice drinks do you have? And this is like, it's compiling information from all over the menu, but there you go. I've got a bunch of options for ice drinks across different genres of drinks as well. So yeah, so that's great. And I guess we will also, for our last question before we wrap up this part of the demo, take one from our fine audience. So anyone in the chat want to put some questions in? Anything that you'd be interested in asking, anything you want to see if it's on the menu, or just see how ChatGPT responds? Okay, so I see a question about paneer items. Okay, so let's maybe spice that up a little bit and ask, what is the price of paneer pakoras?
You know, all these food references are making me hungry. So.
But there you go. See, I mean, it's able to read the price as well. So you have, and this is just, you know, we want to reiterate, this is just a small fraction of what you can do with ChatGPT. Right. And we will get back to this later. We will show you more of what ChatGPT can do, including showing you live how we get this to work in the first place.
Sure. So if you are a travel business or if you're a hospitality business, I mean, you would have light bulbs going out in your head if you look at the capabilities of what ChatGPT can achieve, right? And this is like Nikita showing, this is just a sliver of the possibilities. Possibilities are endless, right? But if you were to talk about business in general, and like we have mentioned, we are here to help you sell more, sell faster, and at a fraction of the cost. Now there are 4 stages essentially, right? There's interest, there's intent, there's affirmation and confirmation as part of the marketing and sales process. And And just to repeat, so we have interest, intent, affirmation, and confirmation. So when we are looking at I'm business, let's say that I have some inventory of rooms, or if I'm a cruise, maybe I have some seats to kind of offload, right? Some inventory that I need to market. I need to generate interest in that activity, right? I need to be out there in the world, send messages to the universe, say that I exist, say that this deal is going on, which is a part of generating interest. And that naturally fits as a broadcasting use case that we have built in our platform, right? And broadcasting is big on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is kind of like the king of channels, but it's not just WhatsApp, it's also Instagram. And I'm sure, Nikki, you would agree that Instagram is for your generation the say mode of discovery for travel these days.
Yeah, I know several people, me included, who follow countless travel accounts, who scroll through a lot of travel reels and consume their ads and then get interested and, kind of build our portfolio when it comes to traveling.
So just to continue, I'm a business. I am billboarding myself. I am advertising myself. I'm building my brand. I'm broadcasting to my target market, which is the first phase, which is generating interest. Now, what is intent, right? As soon as I hear back a signal from the universe, right? If there is somebody who is interested in the service or the inventory that I'm offering, that shows intent, right? And again, given the way the channels work, given the way the platform works, capturing the intent is a natural part of the conversation. And the next phase then is, okay, there is an intent because somebody has responded to me. If there is further engagement, the level of engagement would actually affirm that this is a solid lead. Again, you are kind of getting down into analyzing the conversation. What is the intent, the interest, the tone, the tonality, all of which can be measured as a part of the conversation. Till finally, you enter the negotiation phase, which could be where the humans enter. They talk about the price and so on and so forth, which ultimately is the confirmation phase for any business, right? But specifically, again, if you look at it from the lens of travel, think of yourself as a business, as a hotelier who is trying to make sure that you are maximizing your non-vacancy rates. If you're an airline, or if you are if you're anybody who is related to hospitality, you want to make sure that the inventory is made use of, right? The inventory is sold.
Yeah, so I mean, Sid, I think what you basically took us through is the sales and marketing funnel, right? And this is focused on increasing your sales conversions, building your lead database, and above all, enhancing your customer engagement, right? I think in our research, the first thing that we understood was that this entire industry of major players revolves around customer service, right? And since it's such a big industry, you've got hotels, you've got travel aggregators, you've got rental cabs, trains, flights, cabs, buses. There are so many types of companies that you can have, but one thing that is kind of common throughout is that you have two main streams, right? You've got your pre-booking flow and you've got your post-booking flow as well. So you want to pre-booking obviously would focus on getting someone to make that final booking and answering all their questions, making sure that you're responding to your customer. And because it's such a handheld process, right? People want it to be personalized. They want it to be customized to their tastes, which is why I think the industry as of now is still very much, it takes place over the phone or it takes place face to face, right? I know my mom, when she books trips, because she's the one in my family who plans these things out, she needs to micromanage every step. And that usually means at least 2 calls to an agent every day up until our flight takes off, right? But at the end of the day, how many of your agents can commit that much time to one person, right? You need someone who can take care of those repetitive queries and make sure that, okay, I've captured that they're interested, they have intent to buy. And then the great thing that can happen using chatbot technology, using automation, is your entire booking process too can happen on the chatbot itself. So you can even move that experience from your website or from the phone to other channels, as Sid was talking about, where you can move it to Instagram, you can move it to Facebook. And a very, very popular channel that we often get questions about too is WhatsApp. You can have your entire booking flow on WhatsApp itself. And we will get back to this later in the demo. But that's not just it. I mean, someone might book a ticket or book a travel package, but situations do arise, unforeseen circumstances do happen, and that booking either needs to be rescheduled or canceled. That you have cancellation policies on your website, but it usually is a tedious process. Now, that entire process as well can be moved to the chatbot, right? The chatbot can seamlessly integrate with whatever reservation system, management system that you have, and do your work for you, basically, at the end of the day, right? So you've got your cancellations handled as well. And throughout this entire process, you also have the option to send notifications to your customers in real time. So we've got your entire customer engagement when it comes to pre-booking, right? Make sure that they get to the final sale. Now, like we talked about, because it's such a customer-centric industry, you want something that's personalized for your customer. And you may be thinking, but if I bring technology in, I'm losing that human touch. Well, we're here to tell you that that is not the case, right? Everything from the conversation can be personalized based on your customer, how they speak to you, the tone, your brand. Everything can be customized to your tastes and your customers' tastes, right? We even have options to say, bring up your loyalty programs. You can broadcast special offers and discounts you may have, right? Apply a little code over there. As soon as someone, say, books from your broadcast itself, that code get applied, and that discount will be featured on final bill as well. And then when it comes to loyalty programs, people can redeem their points, right? Because you have their entire database stored on the back end, and this entire database is possible on the chatbot itself. But I think the one standout, the thing that sells most people when it comes to chatbots, is it being able to work for you 24 hours in the day, right? Given this industry, you may be used to different time zones, different languages that you're not familiar with. And you may have gotten calls at 2, 3 a.m., woken up groggy and answered their questions. But now you have someone who can take care of that for you, right? And these are easily integrated with Google Translate as well. So it's multilingual for you and your customer. Basically making sure that this is an assistant who never sleeps. And I guess another very cool thing that we've seen and we've implemented as well is web check-ins and checkouts. Now, this is commonly seen in flights, but it can be hotels, it can be extended to trains, where you have your entire web check-in flow online as well. And it even includes verification of ID, payment verification, all of that too. So Sid, anything to add before we move on to the rest of the demos?
Look, I can totally relate to what you're talking about. So I am personally in the what you are calling as a pre-booking phase, right? So I'm in the midst of planning for a vacation with my family, say 6 weeks from now, right? In maybe the third week of July. and I'm exploring options. I'm in the discovery phase. I wish there were a service which already knew me, which had already profiled me as a customer in terms of where my budgets lie, what are my likes and dislikes. Now I have 2 kids, so I have to plan for activities. So I wish there were a service which would recommend packages according to my taste and my needs per se, right? So there is always this inbuilt need for me currently to reach out and ask and make sure that information that is coming across, do I have to research it on my own? Can I trust it? And I wish there was something which were kind of available 24/7. So what you're talking about, automation and availability of service as a tap is spot on. I mean, it's probably the need of the hour when it comes to the travel and hospitality industry.
Yes, very true. So let's show you a chat bot. So you've seen a little bit of the hotel bot, but let's take you through some of the flows that we just talked about, right? I hope you can see my screen. All right, so with that, let's get started. So, right, here I am on the bot, and I want to see which destination I'm interested in. I'm already living in Mumbai, so it might be better to go to Dubai. But I guess even before the website bot, let's show you how this is possible on WhatsApp as well. So let me just restart a conversation here. Right. Luckily, I've already saved this number on my WhatsApp, but just give me a second. Let me share my WhatsApp as well. All right, there we go. So yes, you can see it's very similar to the website bot where it asks me for which destination I'm interested in first. And I click Dubai. It takes me through my lead generation process. And the great thing about WhatsApp is when I start a conversation, my number is already saved. So they already have my number in their database.
It's natural lead generation.
Yeah, natural lead generation. So I have multiple options here as well, right? I can book my stay. I can do my check-in, check-out, my post-sales or post-booking flow as well, where I get room service. A lot of hotels host events, or you need to book a hall, and you can even collect feedback directly from the bot, right? And the last option is interesting too, because I mean, there are complex queries that are going to come up that can't be handled by the bot alone. So in that case, you want to be able to talk to someone who can give you the answer you're looking for. And the last one actually transfers you to an agent directly, very seamlessly, so you don't even know that there's a break in the flow or anything like that. They get the entire context of the chat that you've had so far and are able to resolve your query. So let's continue with booking my stay. 10th is a Saturday, and I think 4 days in Dubai should be enough. Say, I don't know about you, Sid, but I definitely can't travel alone. I need someone else with me.
I am due for a solo trip, so.
But yeah, so it takes in all the information, right, based on what I've given it, based on my preferences. And now it's showing me the availability based on the check-in and check-out date. So as I said before, this can completely be integrated with your reservation and booking management system or any inventory backend platform that you have, and check that availability and give it to your customers as well. So I have options to see the details. I can view the rates. I can show different kinds of rates, and based on that, right? So I'm unfortunately not a member of this hotel. So all my data is then given back to me so I can confirm, right? I could have a promo code like we talked about earlier, where you click on an ad and that promo code basically gets applied. But I'm going to reserve the room now. And where this takes me is my final pay now. Right. And you can integrate, actually, we have native integrations for Razorpay, and we can integrate with any payment gateway or payment platform that you have. So your entire process takes place on the bot as well. And what's actually very nice to see as well is that now that my booking is over, I can also get support from the bot once I check in and once I stay at the hotel. So I have all the options. I have room service, local attractions, hotel amenities. If I want to update my checkout, feedback, look up important times and important numbers, or just talk directly to an agent. All of this is accessible to me through WhatsApp itself. Uploaded a URL this time to train ChatGPT on. So we can ask it a question, confirm room number. We can ask, do the rooms have free Wi-Fi? So yes, I see my response is free Wi-Fi is inclusive. So at least I won't have to go without internet.
So while we are at this, there is a question on whether we integrate with aggregators. And look, what this is leading towards is, from if you're a travel business, you don't even need a mobile app. WhatsApp becomes your app. And the Engadi platform is essentially integrated or is built in such a way that it can integrate with anybody who supports, say, APIs, right? As long as you have the JSON API, REST compliant API, we will be able to integrate with aggregators, with multiple service providers. Sorry, Nikki. Sorry for the interruption.
No, please interrupt away. But yes, actually, one other question I wanted to show you, because ChatGPT has great prediction features as well and recommendation features, is to recommend a low price non.
Can you share your screen?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. Let me just.
I would love to test out ChatGPT more because it's exciting.
Yes, definitely. So I'm asking for a recommendation. I'm non-vegetarian, sorry, Sid, but I would love to know if there is a low price non-vegetarian snack for me and what the possible prices of that could be. So I think it's just gathering all its information. Unfortunately, it couldn't give me an answer this time, but let's try again, help it to learn a little bit too. I'll relent Sid and ask for a vegetarian snack for you. And we got an answer this time.
Well, it looks like ChatGPT is more disposed towards my likes.
I guess so. Or maybe we just trained it enough to give us a good response. So
can we have the price of a specific item? Maybe, I don't know, paneer pakoda?
Yes, we can. What is the price of So I think we tried out this question before, but it's definitely possible, and it shouldn't give us any different answer as well. I guess we might have broken ChatGPT a little bit, but no, I guess what we want to come back to also is show you how this gets done, right? Show you how we have kind of implemented ChatGPT. And this is just a small snapshot of how our backend looks. So we have this, what we call eSense, right? All I need to do is enter a name. Say I'm uploading a terms and conditions document, and I can directly put in a URL. So just give me a second. So if anyone on the call is from Leela, I'm sorry, I'm just borrowing your web page for the minute. And okay, upload. I'm putting in my URL. Right, and you can see it processing under the status. So it's basically learning, it's going through whatever you've uploaded, the web page that you've uploaded, and it's training itself based on that. So if we reload the page, I think it should be just about done. And that's it. It already, I mean, learned as quickly as I'd say 30 seconds. And now it's ready to search, ready to be used. So we can ask it now things from the document itself. Right, I'm interested in the Mumbai hotel. Just quickly do this as well. Right, and I can now ask questions relating to anything that you have uploaded. Any questions, Sid, or should I just start off?
No, why don't you just start?
All right. So I want to know what happens if my vehicle gets damaged in the hotel.
Wow. Can you take me to the place in the document where it is fetching it from? I mean, is that?
Yes, we can just look it up.
Wow. So basically, it learned all this content and is kind of generating the response for you.
Yep, and it's able to summarize it as well. So you'll see that the hotel will not be accountable for any loss of valuables. It's able to learn all of that and regurgitate it and give you an answer. So let's try a couple of other questions. I would want to know, is there a smoking policy in the hotel? Right, so your basic questions can kind of be answered. I guess the hotel doesn't have a smoking policy, so we don't have one in the document. But let's ask it maybe a little more complicated of a question. Can the hotel cancel my reservation? So I got an answer there as well. The hotel may cancel the reservation if they believe the information provided is falsified or incomplete. So you can see how quickly ChatGPT is able to learn. It usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and the more you test it out, the more it learns, and the more it'll be able to answer any customer query that they have. If ChatGPT is not able to answer a question, it can transfer it to an agent, a live agent at any point of time to handle that query for the customer. So that's it on hotels, but let's just give you a small demo of, I think travel aggregator came up as well. What a travel aggregator bot could look like, right? You have several options where you can book a flight, a hotel, homestay, trains, buses, rental cars, or give holiday packages. You can even give recommendations to your customers that's completely powered by NLP, or provide basic support, right? So flights would be somewhat similar to how we booked a hotel, where I'd select my departure city. I can select an arrival city, select what kind of trip I would want, when I plan to fly out, how many passengers, and I can even apply filters right on the bot itself. So I want to know this cheapest prices, should be fine. I'm reviewing my details, they all look good. And it can take that information in and search for flights. Again, if you have an API that looks up flights for you, or a database, if you're an airline in particular, all that information can then be sorted, searched, and given to the user, right? So I can see what time suits me best, what price suits me best. Say I want an early morning flight, and then I can either redirect them straight to the website or continue my booking flow here. So this is all just a fraction of what is possible on the bot. We often talk to multiple players in the industry and understand what their use cases are, what they can use the bot for, and build that out for them. So I think some of the customers that we have been working closely with is K3 Tours, Royal Orchid Hotels, iVentures, which is an Australian attraction pass company, and Tawfiq Travel, which is a pretty big travel aggregator in UAE as well.
Yeah, so basically, while ChatGPT has been in the news about generative AI, if you want to kind of enable your business, you're building a business on top, you want to get stuff done, you would have to look at a solution which will be end to end, right? Which will actually not just be only conversing, but actually be connected to systems and be the glue which will kind of work to get your business done.
Right. So I think with that, we hope we have opened your mind up to the possibilities of how technology can fit into your industry. If you are interested, or if you want us to build out use cases for you, please contact us, schedule a demo. We are willing and open to talk to anyone possible in the industry to learn more and to apply more as well. So we've got a bunch of free resources for you as well. To those who stuck by to the end, this is an exclusive just for you, resources for you to use and come back to whenever you want. So please scan the QR code or go online on the website given there, and you can get your free resources now.
So if you have any questions, please feel free to hit up with these questions. We would be able to answer some of them right away. We have one about, can ChatGPT generate image? The API which generates images is DALL-E, or some of the other packages that OpenAI supports. ChatGPT doesn't specifically generate APIs.
So if you have any questions before we end today, we encourage you to ask them in the chat, raise your hand, whatever you want to kind of get them answered right away.
I have one question in the chat. Can it connect to channel managers and feedback inventory availability? Absolutely. You can design the flow in the way that you want to. You can fetch your inventory availability from your property management systems, and you can say redirect that information to the people that you wish, based on however you want to set it up. What we offer out of the box are essentially templates around travel and hospitality, which cover 80% of the use cases. And we understand that 20% of the last mile would effectively be connecting to your systems. It would be integrations with your CRMs. But what we do have out of the box is stuff which you can kind of hit the ground running very quickly, given that 80% of the flows have been built up. So it's asking, is it based on GPT-4? What we have currently access to is the API that OpenAI has released to us, which is the GPT 3.5 API. GPT-4, we are in the position as and when we get on to the GPT-4 implementation, we will be supporting that as well.
Sid, I that asks, can the travel chatbot solution provide real-time updates and notifications to customers regarding their bookings or travel arrangements? So yes, they definitely can. That's the crux and the core of automation, right? As soon as a booking is made, can provide notifications to your customers and updates as well on any channel of your choosing.
Hi, Nikita.
See another question asking, oh, yes, please ask your question, Rahul.
Okay. Nikita, I just asked that the bots work same in WhatsApp bots as well. Like there are two different bots, what I see right now.
Yeah, so it's the same bot. It just depends on which channel you deploy it on. So basically functions the exact same way, whether it's on website, whether it's on WhatsApp, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay, got it. Got it. Thanks.
It's just
no
that
problem.
Given that it's deployed on WhatsApp, we have to adhere to the formatting of WhatsApp. And it's a WhatsApp containers, whatever WhatsApp allows.
Okay, so there might be limitations and etc.
I wouldn't say limitations. It would be you. So WhatsApp is trying to optimize its real estate on the mobile, right? And it has been built around what is available to WhatsApp as the real estate on your mobile. So if you're looking at something like a carousel would look different on the web bot and it would look different on WhatsApp.
Does broadcasting affect these user experience in WhatsApp bots?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So broadcasting is based on template messages that WhatsApp will approve. So essentially, you need to be able to send a template message, and you can have a CTA button or a quick reply button on WhatsApp, whatever you want that can redirect the user to, say, your website or to the main bot as well.
Just trying to understand if I wanted to choose any one particular user segment, right? Whether it's WhatsApp or chatbot, right? WhatsApp will be the first preference. It's just that when we try to broadcast and do some marketing, there might be some like adherence to WhatsApp where my bot can get spams or something, right? It can get difficult among the users. So that's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, and look, we understand that WhatsApp has specific policies around spams, right? And while we have seen customers carpet bomb when it comes to lead generation, right? So they want to kind of send their messages to say 2 lakh users. That is fine, but then you have to kind of live with the fact that your number might get blocked. That's the risk, right? Having said that, what WhatsApp actually recommends the policy is that it should be sent to opted-in audience. Now, that is effectively people that you have engaged with. What we recommend is that ideally your bot should become a part of your overall digital marketing campaign so that the QR code of your WhatsApp bot is a part of your ads on Google or Facebook or Instagram. So it's more pull marketing as opposed to push marketing.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks on this.
Okay, so with that, that brings us to a close of today's webinar. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to Engati or to me or Sid directly. We'd love to answer your questions. We'd love to hear more from you. Please reach out to us any chance you get. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.